Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Candy Coated Conversations with your host Candice here. And we're just coming in today for a quick little recap video, you guys. As everyone is aware, I'm sure all of the internet is aware, Chrisean Rock had her much anticipated interview with Jason Lee that was released yesterday. The video, or the interview, I should say, was conducted about 2 weeks ago, I would say. But the or the podcast released yesterday, the video interview will actually be releasing sometime today. But of course, I couldn't wait, like much of the internet, and listen to the podcast. So I just wanted to recap this is just a few, you guys, of the highlights of the interview. First, let me say, she sounded enthusiastic. Of course, I can't wait to watch the video today along with everybody else to see, her facial expressions and things like that. But she sounded upbeat for the most part. There were several times during the interview, where she broke down into tears and things like that. But for the most part, she seemed to be in good spirits. So, one of the first things that they addressed is, Jason Lee was stating, just how much her demeanor had changed since their previous interview when she was there with Blueface. She was like, he was saying, excuse me, that he noticed a change in her, that he loved the sober Krishan. He stated that, drunk Krishan is a vibe, but I like how you are now, because he mentioned that, how in other interviews that he had seen her in, like for instance, the No Jumper interview, how she tore their setup, and he, brought that up to her, which, she was saying in a lot of ways that remembering things in the past were triggering for her. But she stated that the reason that she kind of tore that studio up is because she had already told them that there were certain things that she didn't want to discuss during the interview, and they kept pressing her and pressing her, and she felt like they weren't respecting her boundaries in regard to what she did and did not want to discuss. So she says she had no problem just turning up, and destroying the set. Another thing that she touched on is that she stated that Blueface, in during the course of their relationship, that Blueface basically wanted a slave, where she basically worked, was earning money, and in regard to them personally, that he wanted to have a relationship to where, basically, an open relationship where he was the only one that got to be open. You know what I mean? Like, I can, mess with other women, screw other women, but you just stay here. But we're not really together. So one of those BSE type of situations, that's what he wanted her to be in. So she stated that in the beginning, you know, she was kind of okay with that, because feelings weren't that deep involved. They were more doing business together. But she just said, that really wasn't the true extent of it. She just knew that he was not in a faithful place, even though she wanted him to be. But she continued to see other men. So this is where we get that part where, you remember, during the whole course of her pregnancy, Blueface was accusing her, that could be 10 niggas babies, and I don't know whose baby that is, and stuff like that. Well, it's only because she was dating other men, she stated. Now, she didn't specifically say that she was having sex with other men, so I'm not going to put that out there. But she may have been, maybe she wasn't, not quite sure. But she did say at the beginning part of their relationship that she was seeing other guys. She wasn't really discussing it too much with him because, of course, he didn't want to hear that. He only wanted to be the only one, seeing other people. But she stated that she was, because she was just like, it's a two-way street. So, in regard to, because remember, in Blueface and Jaden's interview, he tried to deduce their relationship to being just a business relationship. And she stated that that's not true, that, the relationship grew and they fell in love with one another, and that he just trying to say that they had a business relationship just to basically appease Jaden. Um, so I'm going. took a few notes, you guys. Like the interview was like over 2 hours, and I'm only giving a few key points because, of course, everybody wants to jump in and see it. Um, she did make a statement. I thought this was a little interesting, because he was asking basically how she felt. Uh, about the status of where they were now. She stated that that Jaden could go make music, this and that. She basically applauded her. But she said, of course, in Krishan's words, she was going to pop her shit. She said she already stole the show. Jaden just has her leftovers, which is a funny statement to make given the fact that Jaden was there first. Jaden had been with him first. So for her to consider him now her leftovers, that was a little funny. So she stated that things between her and Blueface actually got serious with them relationship wise, where she kind of cut the other guys off and things like that. You guys may have remember when she stole his car and drove to Oklahoma. That's where she actually got some charges at. Remember the current charges that she's on now, with the possession and things like that. She stated that they got serious when she stole his car and she had scribbled what in a mirror on the wall in blood and had left. And then she stated that he begged her to come back, and that is the point in the relationship where it turned and they became serious, and really in love. Now look, you guys, I will say, I have to be honest, you know Chrisean is a little crass. Look, Chrisean was eating snacks. She was burping. She was slurping. You could hear all this on her interview. Look, she even told Jason Lee that she was so nervous that, she had to fart. And she was holding it in. She was like, I'm holding my gas in. And I said, oh my God, look. But hey, if you follow Krishan, you already know she's open like that, and she's gonna say any damn thing. So basically, she was keeping him updated on the status. Um, in regard to the tats, Krishan stated that she did the tats because she wanted them, but the way that Blueface tried to act like, I didn't want her to get those tats and things like that. She said that's not really how it went down. She stated that she was, at that point she was deeply in love with him and she wanted the tats. And so she did go and get them on her own. But when he saw them, he was like, he did ask her, well, why did you get the tats? And she said, because I love you, and I want to be with you. I love you and things like that. In her words, she said he looked like he wanted to F her right then and there on the spot. But that he did ask her, well, can you just record this video and say, that I didn't tell you to do the tats. So she said it was when he asked her that she knew he was putting on for Jaden Alexis, um, just to cover up the status and the direction that their relationship was really headed. So she said, just to appease him, she went ahead and made that video. But she stated that video that they put out where he's getting in her, why did you get those tats? Da 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 da. She said that was all fake and premeditated. She states that in regard to Blueface, that there is no woman that actually has him. That he's a rolling stone. He's gonna do what he wants. There's no faithfulness in him. So basically, she just said that, it is what it is. Um, she also, another little quick bit of tea here. She stated that the day of Jaden Alexis and Blueface's Jason Lee podcast interview, y'all, she said when that interview was over, she had sex with Blueface. So can you imagine this man go sit on that couch for 3 hours and talk all that mess about this woman and then leave there and go have sex with her? Now, she did say that when she met up with him, she was drunk and they had sex. She stated, she was still even bleeding from having Junior. But she stated they did have sex. She was drunk and that she sincerely regrets it. Like she regrets ever even having sex with him that day. But I just thought it was the audacity of it all, that you talked all that shit about this woman and then immediately sought her out. And I want you guys to think about this. Do you remember in that interview when he got up to go use the phone or act like he was going to the bathroom and he was gone? Yeah, he was talking to her. He was on the phone with her during that interview. You know, in regard to the money aspect of things, um, she did state, and she's been very forthcoming in saying, that when she's with someone and down with them, she's 10 toes down, all the way in. So she did state that she gave Blueface all her money that she made. But what got me is that, it was a very emotional point in the interview, where she stated that, yes, she gave him all her money, but when she started to know that, hey, I have to change this situation, is that she would have to be begging him for $20 when she's gone out and made 100,000, or she knows that she did a show and she got 300,000. Why am I have to beg you to use $20 of my own damn money? And she, it was a very emotional point in that interview, which we'll all see when we watch the video. But even on the podcast, you guys, it was very emotional because you could hear her breaking down, because she goes on to say that, she was so in love with this man that she thought she was safe with him. She didn't think that he would do the things that he did to her, um, in regarding, um, feeling safe and secure and things like that. She states that, when they would argue, he would then throw her out of the home that she was sharing with him, which of course it's his home. But if she has nowhere else to go, and that you've told her that she can feel free to call that her home, why, the second you guys get into a disagreement about something, are you basically throwing her out on the street? She said he would put her out and throw her things out. So every time they got into an argument or something was said that he didn't like, or a situation didn't go his way, he would retaliate by throwing her out of the home. And that's when she knew that she had to make her situation better, because she stated, that during the course of their relationship, especially during their relationship with Zeus, that she's earned $2.9 million that she gave to him. So she stated that when they had their separation, and we've all seen the videos when she was pregnant and she was saying, he just needs to give me my money and things like that. But he stayed when she asked, hey, okay, we're going to go our separate ways, just give me what's mine, monetary wise. And he would tell her, that's my money, I'm not giving you anything. Now, you guys, I don't see anything, like, I don't see anything that Blueface has done for this woman that amounts to $2.9 million. So come on now. He really was pimping over there, but she was in love and she allowed it. And she stated that being in love will have you in a fucked up position, doing things that are not right, but you do them anyways because you're in love. So you guys, I'm gonna end it here. I just want to give you a little teaser and recap of parts of the video. Go and enjoy the original video. The podcast is out. I listen to it on Spotify. So, if you're just in a situation where you can't watch anything, check out the podcast. The video interview drops sometime today. Not quite sure. But enjoy that. I thought it was a very good interview. I was engaged and I was interested in it. Honestly, not to pit them against each other, but it was a bit more interesting to me with Chrisean, um, because it was a little dry. Jaden Alexis is not one, she doesn't have that much personality to me. So it was definitely more interesting, even though with Chrisean's shenanigans, moving around, being loud, things like that. But that's part of what makes it a little bit more engaging. Just like, okay, girl, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So it was, I remember them saying that the interview was 3 hours long. They did shave it down, so it was 2 hours and 15 minutes. So be prepared, have your popcorn ready, to watch it, because it's not like it's a quick little interview, but you'll enjoy it. Um, Goodness, there was one other thing that I was going to add on, and it's already slipped my mind. But you guys enjoy the interview. Like, comment, subscribe, and join me again for more Candy Coated Conversations, okay? You guys have a great day.